You ever get that feeling, that there's a more capable, more powerful version of yourself just under the surface, waiting to get out? Well, today we're going to talk about how to let that person out. And it all kicks off with one simple but really profound idea. This right here, this is the whole game. I mean, really think about that. Don't just wish you were that person. Don't just plan to be that person someday. Start acting like it right now. Embody it. Feel it. It's a crazy, powerful mental shift that changes absolutely everything that comes next. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Just act like it? Sounds a little too simple, right? And we all know the reality is way more complicated. It's a journey. It has stages. It goes from that first little spark of an idea all the way to the daily grind. So let's actually break it down step by step. So, first things first. You can't start a journey if you don't have a destination. Before you can act the part, you've got to know with absolute crystal clarity who that person is you're trying to be. And we're not talking about vague wishes here. We're talking about drawing a detailed blueprint.
That's right, I'm giving you permission to be a little delusional. Seriously, push past what your logical brain says is possible. Create a vision of yourself at the absolute peak. This isn't about being unrealistic. It's about setting a target so big and so exciting that it literally pulls you toward it. When the vision is strong enough, you don't need motivation. The vision itself does all the work.
No, really, take a second and think about this. If failure was completely off the table, impossible, what would you go for? Answering that question honestly, man, it cuts through all the noise and self-doubt. It can show you the one thing you were maybe put here to do.
And here's the most important part of this whole vision thing. The goal isn't just about getting the stuff, the title, the money, the achievements. The real prize is the person you have to become to get there. The discipline, the resilience, the knowledge you gain along the way, that is the real treasure.
Okay, so you have the vision. Awesome. But a vision without action is just a daydream, right? Now comes the tough part, the part that really separates the dreamers from the doers. It's all about the process, the daily, sometimes boring, often thankless work that builds the foundation for everything.
And to really understand the power of trusting the process, there's this incredible story about the Chinese bamboo tree. It is, I think, the perfect analogy for persistence. So imagine this. You plant a seed for this special bamboo. You have to water and care for it every single day. If you miss a day, it can die. And you do this for 5 full years. And in all that time, nothing. Not a single sprout. Not one green leaf breaks the surface. 5 years of work with 0 visible results. Let's be real. If you poured your heart into something every day for 5 years and saw nothing to show for it, what would you do? Most of us would quit. We'd get frustrated. We'd think our effort was totally wasted. But here's the secret. All the real work, all the magic is happening underground.
And this is the payoff. After 5 years of building a massive, unseen root system, the bamboo tree just explodes out of the ground. It grows 90 feet tall in just 9 weeks. It's incredible. So did it grow in 9 weeks, or did it take 5 years and 9 weeks? You know the answer. It's all that unseen work that makes the explosive growth possible.
So how do you apply that to your life? Well, there's this really practical idea called the Rule of 100. All it means is you spend just 18 minutes a day on whatever skill you want to build. That's it. 18 minutes. Seems tiny, right? But that adds up to 100 hours in a year. That small daily effort is you watering your own bamboo seed. It's how you build your root system. But look, that daily process, it's not going to be perfect. Some days you're just not going to have it. You're going to mess up. You're going to fail. And you have to be okay with that. In fact, you should welcome it. Because if you're not failing, you're not pushing yourself hard enough. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a stepping stone to success.
So we can talk about having a great vision and a solid process all day long, but none of that matters, none of it, if you lose the battle on the main battlefield. Because the real war, the one that decides everything, that one's internal.
Which brings us to our third and maybe most important stage, mastering your inner world. This is all about winning the battle inside your own head. It's about your thoughts, your fears, and taking complete ownership of your life. This is where the game is truly won. We spend so much time trying to get rid of the fear of failure, but what if we just used a different kind of fear? The fear of failure. Yeah, that can freeze you. But what about the fear of stagnation? The fear of waking up a year from now, 5 years from now, and being in the exact same spot? Now, that is a fear that can get you moving. Be terrified of standing still.
And this is the foundation of that inner strength. You got to take total ownership. No more excuses, no more blaming anyone or anything else. It is all on you. You own your mistakes, absolutely. But more importantly, you own the solutions. The second you stop waiting for someone else to come and save you is the second you find your own power.
You know, it's so easy to look at our problems and think they're external. My job, the economy, my circumstances. But the truth is, the biggest obstacle, the greatest enemy, and also your greatest ally is right here between your ears. That's where every battle is won or lost. So, after all that, you've crafted the vision, you've embraced the grind, you've started to win that inner war. What's the end game? What are you really after? It isn't just about hitting a target. It's about something so much deeper. It's about fulfillment. This is the ultimate test. Forget what anyone else thinks. Forget the likes, the promotions, the praise. When the day is done and it's quiet and it's just you, alone with your thoughts, are you proud of who you are? Do you admire the person you're becoming? That is fulfillment. And here's the cool part of the journey. You're going to change, and you have to let yourself. Don't get so stuck on who you've been that you can't evolve into who you're meant to be. That change isn't a loss. It's a discovery. It's an evolution.
And this is the final urgent truth we have to face. The biggest lie we tell ourselves, the ultimate dream killer, is the phrase, "I'll start tomorrow." Tomorrow is a fantasy land where we store all our potential. As the old philosopher Seneca pointed out centuries ago, you have everything you need to be that person today.
So it all comes down to this one simple moment. The vision, the process, the inner work, it all begins with a choice you make right now, not tomorrow. The clock's kicking. You can stay exactly where you are, or you can take one small step toward becoming that person you know you can be. So, what will you choose?